Hi there, Mayflom here, and today I'm going to show you a quick and easy tutorial how you can use your ScanNCut to make yourself some stencils. Head on down to a pottery place, assuming you don't have a kiln and supplies of your own, and make yourself something completely custom and wonderful. Today I'll be making a wedding gift. Now to start, for my font, I wanted to use a font that is not on the ScanNCut. So I just opened up the Brothers ScanNCut type converter on my laptop, and then I selected the font I wanted in bold, and I saved this to my USB drive. Now note, if you had wireless activated, you could go that route with it. Otherwise, you just save it to a USB drive, then take that out of your computer, pop it into your ScanNCut, and you're ready to rock. Starting with my font file, of course, I just insert my USB, pull it on up, and open it on up. Now you do have options here, and what you can do if you have any fonts that need to be unified. And what I mean by that are fonts where the letters overlap each other, and creating a cut file will actually create a whole bunch of messy little cuts. All you have to do is go in, and you're only going to want to select the pieces that actually overlap. And you're going to select those pieces, then click Unify and say yes. Do this as many times as you need to get all the various little chunks of fonts that overlap. Once this is done, you can select all and just unify the pattern so that you can resize, move things around as you need, or not if you don't need to resize, if you don't need to move things around. Next up, any shapes. I'm sticking simple with hearts. All I'm going to do is pick the one heart up, and then I'm going to go into my edit screen, and I'm going to change the sizes of the hearts there, as well as changing the number of hearts for each various size. And a big tip here, make 2 or 3 times more than you think you'll need. It's much easier once you're actually in this project to have more than you need. Once this is done, you're going to want to cut out on either the Brother stencil material or a thin piece of paper such as printer paper. First off, I painted my edge a kind of a jade color, and I also coated the entire base with white. It was recommended to me to go ahead and do 2 thin coats of white as a base before anything else. Once this was done, I set my letters down onto the base. And just a tip here, it works a lot better on flat surfaces such as this versus rounded surfaces. It's just a lot easier to get great results. And what I'm going to do is start applying a small amount of paint over the top and really use my fingers to help hold these stencils into place. Now, stencil material is self-adhesive. It does have a bit of adhesive to it. However, that did not seem to apply very much to the pottery surface. So it really didn't matter whether I was using the stencil material or just plain paper. So you're going to want to very carefully, very gently, with those pieces down, get 1 full coat of paint over. Then you're going to repeat that with a 2nd coat of paint, and repeat it 1 more time with a 3rd coat of paint. It was suggested to me the types of paint I was using that 3 coats would be ideal for full coverage. Now, if you only wanted to have 1 color, you would be done here. If you want more colors, like I do, layer your next stencils on. You can see here, you can still see where my letters are, but they're under a couple layers of paint now, so they're really steady. Now I'm setting down my heart shapes, and I'm going to repeat the exact same process. Now the key difference here is I am only going to go over the surface twice because I want some of that base color to show through. I want some streakiness to this piece. If you did not, you would want to go a little slower, add a few more layers. Remember, you do want to let this dry. It does dry very fast, but you do want to give it just a little bit of dry time in between. Once you have all your paint down, you can accessorize. I grabbed some little squeeze bottles of paint. I added some dots. I added some edging, and I gave that base paint, the paint down on the bottom of my tray, I gave it some time to dry. Now, once I was feeling satisfied with my piece, I got a little pick tool out and I began picking the letters and the stencils off. Now, if there is a boo-boo, remain calm, because there is that white base layer of paint. What that means is you're going to be able to go in there and gently scrape just a little bit of that paint off, the color paint. You should be able to get most of it off. If needed, you can come back in with some white and cover over any strange areas. It is fairly forgiving. You don't need to be too stressed about it. And the nature of this kind of a project, once the paint gets fired, sometimes colors switch, sometimes things bleed. You never know what the final project is going to really look like anyway, exactly. So don't sweat it. Embrace those homemade imperfections. Now, once I've got this all scraped and set, there is only one thing left to do. We're going to have to wait. In my case, about 10 days. It had to be fired and set, and then I got a call to come pick it up. And wouldn't you know it, it turned out absolutely beautiful. I love the results, and I love that this is a wedding gift that I get to give to someone very special. I think they're going to absolutely love it. I know I do. And I hope you have enjoyed this little video tutorial on how you could use your ScanNCut to make stencils and go layer some custom pottery. I wish you very happy crafting. Stay tuned as always. I'm always exploring new creative adventures.